all my plans changed right before I hit record as I was arranging my little area. And I was getting decks put out, and I thought I'll open them up so I don't have to do a rigmarole during the read. And on my spirit animal deck, 4 cards popped out like boom, and they hit the floor, and I was like, I should probably pay attention, right? And so I picked them up, and 3 of them were from a read, but the other card there was oyster. So I was like, it made me curious. What the heck's up with oyster? You know, you think of it, you know, I was gonna say clammed up, but it's not a clam. You know, I think of it closed. I mean, I think of it as delicious. Think of it closed, and you know, you think of the pearl or whatever. So I thought I'd read that first. And so I'll show you this beautiful oyster card. It looks like an oyster in space, just out there. Ooh. Yeah. But let's talk about what this oyster thing is. I think you'll get it. So oyster, and so oyster energy. Think energy. You know, you're not an oyster. No one's gonna, you know, cook you until you pop open and then put some Tabasco and maybe a little squirt of lemon on you and then slurp you down. And oh, there's a place in South Carolina. Was it called Dirty Dan's or something like that? If you like oysters. Something, yeah. Anyway, back to the story. Let me read you the story. Oyster, patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. And this is where we're getting to. Because I'll tell you the other term that was like wanted to be out there after I read this. Okay, so let me read this. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Yeah. Anything an oyster personality puts in their mind to, puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. I am not that oystery, maybe. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. Here we go. When the oyster card appears, and it did, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. So, and that's the message I heard in a few different ways in the wee hours this morning. You know, the wee hours, the time I had to get up early to go to the bathroom. So anyway, I heard share your voice, and it wasn't about me. Like I clicked on the TV, you know, yeah, I said it there, but I also heard it. So I feel like that's the message for you. So let's see. Oyster, when in balance, feels blessed, generous, masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, clams up. Oh my, I said clams, but they did put quotes around it, clams up. To bring into balance, share something. So that was for somebody, for sure. Excuse me while I clean up my little area. Put everything, I feel like Mr. Rogers, you know, put everything away. I take off, yeah, yesterday I took off these glasses and put on the sunglasses. Speaking of yesterday, now you can appreciate how much work I put into my appearance for you. Yesterday I went, bad hair day, but I let it fly. I was really happy to do so. Yeah. One thing I did notice, I couldn't see it in the camera because there was a big glare. Oh, I just saw the world on the bottom of the deck. What a great start to our thing. But anyway, when I was replaying it to find a picture for the thumbnail, I was impressed with that I am no longer, look, to me, this hair looks brown right here. Like maybe I've got a couple gray ones right here, maybe 1 or 2 right here, but this feels brown to me. But when I saw it on camera in the sunlight, it was a lot of silvery, whitey, silvery stuff. So that's where I'm at. Okay. What are we gonna do? I see the book. The book is calling me today. Oh, I saw temperance go by. The world and temperance. I feel like I want to do a lot of reading today. Like in me, I'm feeling this desire to learn, like this popping up. You know, desire to learn things a little deeper. Although in the outside world, I don't really want to learn much more. You know, like I know enough. I know enough to function. If you notice, one eye is, oh, it's actually looking better and better. Big no-no in my house. With sycamore tree, allergy, if I touch my eye, because they itch, if I touch them, I'm toast. And I've learned the hard way. And then last night I touched it. Not bad, but anyway, I woke up and it was irritated, so I touched it some more. And, oh, yeah, no touchy. Okay, where do I want to sit? I'm gonna sit right here. And I think I'm gonna do the tradish, the spread the book came with. That one seems to crack me open a little bit. I want to come closer if I sit back on the couch. All right. And also, before I started this, there were 6 cops that just went zooming by in their little Ford Explorers, just going crazy. All right, well, let's see where this energy's at. Let's see what's going on. Spirit, please feel free to send any messages through this process that you feel, well, that are part of your thing, your program. I'm part of the program. I'm a chatty part of the program. I'm not a visualized part of the program. I'm chat, and then the stuff comes out. Man. Oh, strength and temperance. But both of these are showing some balance, right? This is kind of this balancing the natural world into whatever, and peace. And then this is, you know, earthly strength, and this is ethereal strength. Yeah. But balanced, right? That's where that real strength comes from. But yeah, the message is kind of like sharing your voice. There's something in you that wants to come out. And I don't know if that is part of your, you know, creativity and making it in the world, or is it like sharing with somebody that helps bridge a gap in humanity with you and them, you know, like, does that make sense? Did I overshoot on that one? I don't think so. I think there are people in here that need to share, you know, maybe being looked at like, oh, you might be looked at, some of you, someone specific, probably, like, oh, they've got their act together, and they think I'm not there, or why, you know, whatever it is. It's lit. The way they picture you makes them limit themselves. And if there's something in you to share that kind of breaks that image, that is helpful and healing. Oh my gosh, and that's something I'm going to share. By the way, I've got lots to share. Maybe we'll do the read quick because I got lots to share. Oh my gosh, the time is flying by. But you know what? We've already started. We already got an oyster. We got one oyster. Okay, I'm ready. I feel like I'm revving up. So I'm back. I'm early in the morning. All right. Past energy. 10 of Wands. Yeah, we all know it. I'm not even going to talk about it, right? Current energy. Queen of Pentacles. Kind of making your home. Like, and that can be your actual home, or that could be what makes you comfortable, like figuring out. I was talking to a young athlete yesterday who was like, I find that I work best like this. They were talking about school and studying and when and how they've basically figured out how their body mind operates best and when to use it and when to rest it. And I was like, man, how did they get an owner's manual so early? I did not get one. And I was like super stoked because I'm talking to a 17-year-old kid who's like, yeah, my brain soaks in heavy information best in the morning. So I get up early and I read the heavy stuff in the morning. I like naps I'm like, what? Anyway, so, but you might be doing that. Like figuring out how to make yourself comfortable in this world. That's been this process, right? There's more to it than just creature comforts. And the future energy, justice. That is a nice confirmation. Oh, speaking of confirmation, let's get some confirmation. You almost watched someone drown on live TV record. Well, I would never been able to like load it, so you wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, and that's a nice little make sure that nothing bad happens. Whatever you're doing, all the stuff you're doing, the healing work, the work, the whatever, it's paying off. You being yourself, authentic, whatever, it might have caused ripples, waves, divorces, job losses, who knows what, but it's all coming. It's like, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And all the stuff you've done is going to pay off. That's good. This is looking a little too flat toppy in this lighting. I need to cut the bushy parts down. All right. Sorry, enough about my face. All right, now it's the desire. Magician, you already are a magician. So the desire is to like fully step into yourself. It's happening. So don't you worry about it. But let's see. What is the challenge? What's the challenge? What's feeling like blocking you? You know what? It's a reverse. So it's 9 of Cups in reverse. You know what? Here we go. We're going to read. The thing I like about Cups is they're the first one. So on a regular 9 of Cups, because this is the challenge. The regular 9 of Cups, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Advantage, satisfaction, your wish will come true. 9 of Cups in reverse. Liberation and truth. That's the challenge. Liberation and truth. Spirit, actually, I'm going to put the third card down, but the devil is the solution. The devil's the solution. Let's get to this. So I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to pull cards until I understand this 9 of Cups in reverse, which is, it's saying truth and liberation. How is that a challenge? How is truth a challenge? 9 of Wands. We had the 10 of Wands, and now we got the 9 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. I'm gonna stop right there. These guys, they're kind of telling me a message. They're saying that they feel like life is hard. like life is hard. You got to hold on. This feels very earthly. This feels very earthly. This feels very mired down in earthly stuff, holding on, and yeah, and earthly stuff, it's what you're going through is true. It is. There are earthly truths, right? Like the acceleration of gravity, if we go imperial, is 32 feet per second squared. That's true, and it works in equations. It's true enough, for the equations I did. But it's earthly. It's gravity. It holds us down here. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't be alive, right? And that feels like you're kind of being held back. You're being held back by the earthly stuff, right? A little too much gravity. The solution, so the devil card is not, it's not the devil. It's a reminder that a lot of these things are self-imposed. So you're kind of like sometimes looking at things and maybe we're talking about this oyster bit, the bit about sharing. And what's stopping you from sharing looks like, stuff from your past. This is not this is a snapshot of like a collection of this person got here. This is showing, this is what got this person here. A long, hard road, right? And yeah, there's something part of that tough, hard part of your road that makes it hard to get this stuff out. And like if it's part of a creative thing, that is tough. That is like, how do I get started? How do I stay motivated? How do, not motivated, but like get the ball rolling and keep it rolling. I felt sideways, but I'm feeling, you want to protect yourself. The idea of sharing and the idea of like fully like using all your gifts, basically the magician is using all their gifts. The idea that tapping into all your gifts is scary because of your dealings with the world previously, right? And Spirit saying, dude, you know, you can just, for, you know, stuck in here, let it go, forget about it, and you know, and not just ignore it, but like remember those pains for what they are and how they just don't exist anymore. No one's thinking about you, what you did in fourth grade and be so embarrassed. Yeah. Oh man. I always go back to third grade when I say Becky in third grade. I did know a Becky in third grade, and she was awesome. And the only thing I knew about her is that we were racing to see who could finish our times tables the first, you know, like know all of them. But yeah, we got gold stars, and we were racing our chart of gold stars. Yeah, it was a special school. Okay, so now we've got, so if this is between you and a person, or if you're, you know, if this is like, yeah, I'm worried that they'll reject me or criticize me or something, or it won't, what I'm sharing will just be, it won't be of value or it won't be taken valuably. So this section here is, it's about you, them, and the two of you together. So you, King of Cups, I'm gonna read that one because what a blend. Masculine character with the feminine cups, the water. That's you. Them, Three of Pentacles. Very interesting. And the two of you together is Emperor. What? So, what you've got to share, it was hard earned. You went through, if we're gonna just go cups, you went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of cups to get into this next level, this more spiritual level, and you've earned it. You've got plenty to share. They are like, they're working through stuff and moving up. They're still kind of on the ground floor. You know, it's dark back in there, but they're working on it. The two of you together, the Emperor, we got to read that because that, see, this doesn't look like two people. This like look like one person. Let's talk about the energy of it though. I mean, masculine energy. And someone told me yesterday, we're not escaping any masculine energy soon. Some planets are doing something. I don't know. And I missed some great awakening or something. I don't know these things. All I know is I turn on this camera. I say the weird stuff that comes out of my head when I see these cards. And some of you like it. And that's as far as we're getting right now until this eye clears up. And no, I'm just kidding. Okay. So, yeah. But the two of you together, let's read this Emperor. The two of you together bring Emperor energy. And this is assuming that you're going to oyster this thing, get it out of you, share it with them. If this is the you need to share something in a personal setting. Excuse me, Emperor, where are you? And an emperor is number 4. The father archetype, archetype. Well, how do you like? I like to say archetype. Who is a strong figure laying foundations, habits, and rules while creating boundaries. Steadfast, dependable, command, conviction, purpose. It feels like it's going to be taken somewhere. You know, look at the two energies. So here is someone finally coming into themselves, seated, and look at. I mean, this is you. We got the Queen of Pentacles back there. It's very coming together, balanced. But let us watch. If you took this energy and you like put it together with this energy, you know what happens? So like when you put them together, something magical happens underneath, and then it becomes this together. It wasn't magic. I tucked it back in there. But look, you've got a throne and you got stone, and now you got a stone throne. Huh? You got younger ones, and then you got grown, and then you got grown on the throne, on the stone throne. No, I'm just kidding. But here it is. Okay, here's a throne, but then here are people doing, building, creating, and that was what this Emperor card was talking about, kind of a purpose. The two of you guys together, or it could be two entities, like you and this organization, or the job, or a person, I don't know. And maybe the two sides of you. But it's coming together to be productive. And it's like there's somebody that's just ready to work at it and go. And I feel like you've got the stuff to share that really frees them, like heals their thing, that frees, go. And it just allows them to go. Yeah. Oh, man, there might be too much to talk about in the read. I won't get to my own personal stuff, which is fine. But I kind of said I would, so the read will be over here. Toot sweet. It was 22:22 when I looked up to the camera to say that. That's pretty cool. I hardly ever get those. All right, last little pull here. The situation, the do, and the don't do. The situation. 4 of Cups. So a little bit of lack going on out there. And it might be just because you guys haven't found the same page, right? And maybe this is where that sharing is coming from. Yeah. So this is the situation. So we got the do, Queen of Wands. I like that. We might read that. And the don't do, okay, it was Lovers in reverse. We're going to book this thing up because, yeah. So the situation is kind of like this lack kind of feel, and it could come because, the two of you these two energies haven't gotten together. And when they do, there's this whole purpose structure thing. And maybe there is a feeling that you're not there yet. So I don't know if I am enough, have enough, whatever. Yeah. Queen of Wands, it says do. That's the energy of do, is the Queen of Wands. And I really do want to read this Queen of Wands. An irresistible, charismatic woman whose energy draws all into her fold. I feel like as soon as you start sharing, that's what's happening. Noble, sincere, welcoming, successful enterprise. Does that vibe? Do you feel that? All right. So now the 2 of Cups in reverse. Did I say the Lovers? I do that, right? 2 of Cups in reverse. No reversals listed. Don't do. Okay. Well, let's read this 2 of Cups. Let's use our thinking caps. Do I have a thinking cap? I don't know. Love reflected in another person, place, or thing. True love, tenderness, affinity, adore, marriage. Well, I'll say slow down on the whole marriage idea. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, that's just, my old pains from the past. So it's saying don't do. I the only thing about love that I would say don't do is this idea of romanticizing things. Like it should be this way, and kind of placing these expectations on how, like, oh, in a perfect way it should be this. Maybe you're waiting for this perfect, situation, union, like it's, yeah. But I think that's it. These two people are coming at each other pretty much the same. They're on the same level ground. They both have the same cup. The cups are at the same height. You know, they're dressed at the same socioeconomic level, right? And they both, yeah, they're just both there. And it's saying you don't have to wait till everything is perfect. In fact, the message is, if you can share this and be discerning, like you don't have to go, oh man, with my ex we did whatever, no, you don't have to do that. The information that you think is healing, like that you've done and been through, it's okay to share. It's beneficial to share. And trust me, there is good reason that you kept a lot of stuff private. There's really good reason you kept a lot of stuff private. So don't you worry about that. But I think the message is you're becoming so balanced, so strong, that you can share stuff that'll be beneficial for someone else or others without it being turned around and attacked on you. And even if there are little turns on you, the attacks are paper, it's paper arrows. They're just nothing. So yeah. Anyway, that is the end of the read. Oh my gosh, I am Trip. This is Real Nature Trip, and I really do love you. My heart is open to your heart, and I know our hearts are pure. Our light, our inner light. My light loves your light. My light is your light. Our lights are the same light, and we love it, and we love each other. You love me. I know you do. Okay. So a couple of things about yesterday. One was just an interesting thing. So I'm going to say the word praying because I do it as a prayer. I'm praying to God. I say the word God, and I'm not picturing a big guy in white. I don't understand exactly what God is, but I know that this energetic force in me is part of God in some way, that I am some sort of physical manifestation of this power, this energy, the universe. I don't know. And I don't want to scare anybody away with the words pray and God, because I grew up with those words and I didn't like them back then. They were weaponized and gross. And so anyway, I'm doing it now. I'm having a conversation, and I kind of structure it with the hopo ono kind of way, the where you say thank you, and I'm sorry, and forgive me, and I love you. And I incorporate all those into the whole thing, plus asking for help to get closer, and all the stuff. And yesterday, and it's kind of happened before a little bit, but yesterday it got wild, where I was like, I get a little lost in it, just kind of like I do in these, and pretty soon I didn't know who was talking to whom. Like, I didn't know if I was talking or if I was observing myself talk. I got into this whole thing, and it was really fun, because I was like, does that mean I'm getting closer? Like we're closing the gap? Very cool. I don't know. But I did want to bring it up because I want to know if that's how other people feel. Do you feel like it got a little confusing in there? Like, who's talking to whom? What's going on? And yeah, but it was very cool. The second thing I want to bring up was after that, I was sitting there thinking in my little space that's not sunny enough yet to record in, where I have my raised beds and sunflowers, but it was a nice evening time, and I raised my umbrellas and turned on the little lights inside. That's pretty cool. And it was just really nice. And I was thinking about this whole process and healing and um, talking about it and whatever. And I was in a situation last year with a friend, and the friend brought me on to this endeavor and begged me for it. Not begged, but like, hey, I really want you to be a part of this. Da, da, da. And then once we were doing the thing, uh, pretty much acted like they didn't want me there at all. Like that's the perception I had. Didn't talk to me, uh, did things against my advice, and it was like, well, what am I even here for? And then at the very end of the endeavor, I'm being very vague about everything. At the very end of the endeavor was like talked super high about the experience and whatever, and I'm like, that is not the picture I got. So I am no longer doing that endeavor, and our relationship is back to normal, and there isn't this weird dynamic. It's not all the way solid, and I want it to be solid before I ask, because I really want to ask, like, you know, did you intentionally treat me different because this is, like whatever. But I sat there going, I really do want to ask, and I realized now's not the right time, because we're not so solid that that question can't be asked without all kinds of weird strings attached to it. So I'd like to have, like, you know the comfort level to the point where when I ask it, it's for healing, for me and for them. Like, but like, but I still want to know. But that made me think, and that time may never come where that conversation is good for both parties. But it really did make me think about my reactions and my interactions with every single person, and how, as much as I can, it should be a healthy, healing interaction, right? Like, especially that kind of stuff where there's some interpersonal stuff, and not just like, hey, I want them to know how I felt. No, like, there was a dynamic, a big shift in there. And I have my theories, but you can't just go on theories. None of this is the big stuff. 3300 on there. What really started to come is, I had, after practice yesterday, there was like a little bit of, I could tell what I was saying was hitting wrong with this young pole vaulter, and they were feeling a lot of pressure from what I said, and I was like, that was not my intention. Um, but they're that kind of person that takes it in and, like, goes for it, or internalizes the pressure. Um, and Anyway, it's my intentions were wonderful, like, whatever. We have time, it'll all work out. And I came home and I did that little bitty mini alchemizing, to, like, be okay with it and be like, it's all gonna be fine. But yeah, so every time I've done like a little bit of alchemizing, that's the word, right? Like, take those things that come at you that feel funky, tear them down, check them against your heart, and realize your heart is fine. Those things are little details that can be worked out or whatever, forgotten if you needed. And but every time I do that, I feel like I get rewarded with this sense of peace and love and open-heartedness, and then some sort of like epiphany kind of thing. And this is what we do, right? There's like, you pull back and you get shot forward a little bit. And yesterday, I keep pounding my little cutting board here. Yesterday, the feeling was that I can now hold on to two opposing feelings One being, I see the real world. I can see what's going on. I've watched enough news. I don't know the motivation and the who's pulling the strings, and there's a lot of theories out there, and it seems like they're kind of coalescing into a couple big ones. Whatever. I understand what's happening in the world. I understand. I am just smart enough, logical enough to know that um, it's not going to be real comfortable for a while, and that humanity is going to go through some pain. But that is me looking at what I see in the world. On the flip side is the energy in me. My energy is still hopeful. It's still positive. It's still loving. It still sees a bright future, like a happy, healthy, joyful, peaceful, loving, accepting future. And now I feel okay. Like this is separate from me, and then this it's not going to go away, and I'm not going to just push this down. It's like these two things can exist at the same time, and I feel good about that. Like it's a relief, and it's a relief to not deny what I see out in the world, but it's also a relief not to dwell on it and get sucked into it. So that was my big share, and 36, right when I said that too. So maybe it was worthwhile sharing, and maybe somebody's sitting right there with it as well. And but here's the thing: I feel like everything we go through is hard to understand unless you go through it. Like if I say it, it's like that makes sense, or whatever. But when you go through it, you're like, of course, yes, whatever. So I am now, of course, yesing to being able to hold on to these opposing energies. Excuse me, confirmation burp. Amen. Hallelujah. Woo. Oh, more. Okay. Oh, it's because I drank that water with a lot of air. All right, air, water, fire. I got it all, baby. Oh, I got the fire too. Oh, swords. All right. I do love you, and I wish you well, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to do another one. Oh, yeah. Today, all I'm doing is things that are joyful to me. So a lot of yard work. I might make a second one of these today, later, if the sun comes out real nice. I've really enjoyed that. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes of this day. I have the day off, but I'm gonna make it an on day. All right. I do love you. Goodbye.